Lennon.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just what we need. You decided this. What you say?
You're watching 5, the News Specialists.
Earlier this evening, John Lennon was killed. It was confirmed by several eyewitnesses that the man who killed him was Mark David Chapman. He was shot 5 times in the back and in the shoulder.
We were informed by several witnesses of what happened close up. Lennon was walking toward the apartment and Chapman said, "Mr. Lennon," and then shot him with a .38 revolver. Chapman had been there all day and many days before. Now over to a reporter at the lobby of the hotel.
As you can see by the blood stains here on the ground, Lennon stumbled into the apartment to the front lobby. Lennon said to the people inside, I'm shot," and then collapsed here, on the table. The police then arrived, loaded Mr. Lennon up into an ambulance, and rushed him to the Roseville Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Then back to you in the newsroom.
Now we're back with some more information from the Roosevelt Hospital. The official cause of death was massive hemorrhaging caused by 5 bullet wounds to the back and shoulder area. The wounds also showed that the gun was loaded with hollow point bullets.
Now something a bit more pleasant. We will talk about Lennon and his life and how this great musician and notable peace activist affected us all.
John Lennon was born on October 9, 1940 in Liverpool, England. At 15, his mother started teaching him how to play the banjo. Soon after, he then learned to play the guitar. When he was 18, his mother was killed in a car accident when she was brutally struck and instantly killed by a car driven by an intoxicated off-duty policeman. The death of his mother made alcohol and music a major part in his life. Now we're going to take a short break from our report on John Lennon and go to our weatherman to tell us about the weather.
It's raining. Now back to you in the studio. On August 23rd, 1962, John married Cynthia Powell after it was discovered she was pregnant. On April 8th, 1963, Cynthia gave birth to Julian Lennon. Lennon's time with the Beatles was a great time in musical history, but he almost ruined the Beatles by using the phrase "bigger than Jesus." But after he apologized, things cooled down. We will now show you a clip of John Lennon explaining what he meant when he said the phrase that the Beatles are bigger than Jesus.
Well, I suppose the things I said are accurate, but out of context, you know. And,
could you put them in context?
well, I can't. It was a long time ago, but I just didn't mean what everybody thinks I meant, you know. I'm not anti-Christ or anti-religion or anti-God, you know.
Well, Mr. Lennon, they're suggesting that since you did say it so long ago, and since much has been made of it now, that it is all a stunt to raise flagging popularity. Is this possible?
I mean, I could think of something much easier to raise flagging popularity. I don't know. You can think of stunts. We don't do stunts. I think we've done one in our lives that's been completely a stunt.
But anyway, that's
I am, yes, you know, even though it's not, I never meant what people think I meant by it. I'm still sorry I opened my mouth.
Did you mean that the Beatles are more popular than Christ?
When I was talking about it, it was very close and intimate with this person, and I know that happens to be a reporter. And I was using expressions on things that I just read and derived from about Christianity, only I was saying it in the simplest form that I know, which is the natural way I talk. And I just said it in those things like, we're more popular than Jesus, and so and so and so and so. But she took them, and people that know me took them exactly as it was.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
So, let me get this straight. You've solved all our shipping problems with pigeons.
Carrier pigeons, sir.
Isn't this a little outdated?
No. These babies are equipped with GPS and night vision. This little guy's headed off to Cleveland.
Amazing. What about the big stuff?
That's been taken care of.
Let's switch to FedEx.
You're watching 5, the new specialist.
And we're back. We're now going to continue our report about John Lennon's life.
Then he started using LSD and became immersed in art. He attended a psychedelic concert where he met Yoko Ono. In May of 1968, John and Yoko became a couple, which led to him having a divorce.
They had a bed in peace and much more. In April of 1969, they mailed acorns to the world leaders asking them to plant an acorn for peace. When the Beatles broke up, Paul McCartney and John would publicly fight. In 1972, he and Paul agreed to stop feuding. Also, the FBI started to investigate him, which led to the deportation trials and so on. The government was even more angered by his speaking at peace rallies, calling in to the Vietnam War.
In April of 1973, John and Yoko moved into the Dakota, an apartment building in New York City. On July 27, 1976, he was granted permanent residence in the U.S. This was the end of Hero to Many. He will be cremated on the 10th. This day will be remembered forever. Remember, remember, the 8th of December, and the death of John Lennon. We have more information on the murder of John Lennon. Dr. Stephen Lennon and other doctors tried their best to keep John Lennon alive, but he was pronounced dead at 11:07 p.m. Chapman said, "Mr. Lennon," and then shot him with a .35 revolver. Chapman had been there all day and many gosh.
And we're back with some more information from the Roosevelt Hospital. The official cause of death was massive hemorrhaging caused by the bullet wounds. Lennon had 5 bullet wounds in his back and in his shoulder area.
The wounds also...
How long are we going to wait?
We'll talk about Lennon and his life and how this great musician and notable peak act. He then stayed with his Aunt Mimi, who gave him his first guitar, which... How do you pronounce Mimi?
Mimi.
Apartment building in New York City? Oh my gosh, how did I just stutter on city?
Are we filming? What does that red light mean?
John Lennon is a good man. Newsroom. Crap!
Now back to you in the newsroom.